Hello everyone, my name is Heather and welcome to the channel Bookables. Today I'm kind of doing a part 2 continuation of a series that I started last month, and that is my favorite book from my favorite author. So the first one I did was romance, and a lot of you guys really enjoyed it and were like, continue on with this, do more. So I'm like, fine, I will do thrillers. I'm going to do literary other ones. I don't have a ton of authors for that, but I'm working on that list, okay? That includes like Tilla Jacobs Reed, Kristen Hanna, Frederick Bachman, you get it. But I thought I love reading thrillers, and I do have a lot of authors that I really read a lot of books from. So I'm going to talk to you about what books I've read from that author and what is my favorite book of theirs. So it could be controversial because I think everyone's favorite book is totally different. Just because it's like everyone else's favorite doesn't mean it's my favorite, but nevertheless, we're going to talk about my favorite book from my favorite thriller authors. So first up, I'm going to talk about one of my favorite all of them are. I don't know why I said that. Like one of my favorite thriller authors. They all are. Riley Sager. So he has written 8 books thus far. His 9th one is coming out in July, I think. I have read all of them. I have a clear favorite. It's always been my favorite ever since I read it, and that is Home Before Dark. I love this one. It will take a lot to top it for me. This is a haunted house, a book within a book. I love the ending. I thought it was really good. It's just my favorite Riley Sager book. So this is all about a character named Maggie who does not believe in ghosts, but her parents do. They lived at this place called Bainbury Hall when she was younger for like a literal weeks, that's it, and they rush out in the middle of the night to leave and never come back. Her dad wrote a book about their experience there and has become a renowned bestseller. Now sadly he has passed away and he has left the keys to Bainbury Hall to Maggie, and Maggie's like, look, I don't remember what happened. Are there ghosts? Are there not? I'm going to go figure out. So she decides to redo the whole thing while trying to figure out if the ghosts were real or not. You get snippets of her dad's book in this. You get to figure out what exactly happened to drive them out, and I loved every second of it. I don't know if this is a lot of people's favorites. I'm not sure. I might be in the minority in this one. I don't know, but I love this one. It is my favorite Riley Sager book thus far. And honestly, I haven't really loved his last 3 releases, so I think it's going to continue to be my favorite. Next up, we have Grady Hendris. He has written, I have not read all of his books. I know it's bad to say. I have not read his latest one, because the Witchcraft for Wayward Girls, because I heard it's got to do with a lot of pregnancy gore, and I'm like, oh, I don't know, I'm gonna do that. And I haven't read, I think, a couple of his older ones, like Horror Store, and I forget the other one. I will try to remember it, but I have read 4 of them, so I do have a definitive favorite, and it's the minority for sure, and that is How to Sell a Haunted House. Not a lot of people like this book. I connected with it so much. I think a lot of books that are my favorites, in particular with particular authors, are my favorites because I connected to them personally. I think that's very much true for each person with individual journey. I think it's very true with every single person with their journeys of reading a book at the right time and you connect well with it, and that was the case for this one for me. I definitely don't think it's everyone's favorite. But it is mine. It is. So this is about a character named Louise, and basically she finds out that her parents tragically pass away. So she has to move back home to South Carolina to help kind of tidy up the house. She sees her younger brother, who she has a very tumultuous relationship with, and some creepy stuff happens at this house. Like, their mom was a puppeteer, if you will, so she has a whole house full of puppets, and maybe that comes into fruition, if you get what I'm saying. Yes, this involves creepy puppets. It was freaking absurd. It was so absurd. Grady Hendris does gore, but also humor very well. So it's pretty dark, but then you're laughing in the next page. It's the only horror book I have ever read that has made me cry. And I know that's so crazy to say that, but it made me cry. I think it's because of the tumultuous relationship between the brother and sister, how vastly different they are. And I felt that very, very much so. Me and my brother are very, very different. So I felt that. I feel like we have an oceans apart from us. But I don't know. I can't explain it. I just had a great time with it. I do love My Best Friend's Exorcism. That's probably my second favorite. But something about this book I just resonated with so deeply much. And I know it's not everybody's favorite. As far, I would probably say it's probably on the lower totem pole for a lot of people. But I freaking loved it. Next up, we have my girl, Sherlyn Lee. She has written a lot of books, and boy, have I read a lot of them. I did not know, but when doing the research for this, I have read 7 of her books. She is an author I will read, but I have never given one of her books a 5 out of 5. She's kind of a popcorn thriller author, if you will, for me. I just enjoy her books. I don't even own any of them. That's how I mean, like, I still read usually every single year she has a new release, and I have yet to read one that I like love and adore. But I do have a favorite, and that is an unwanted guest. Was set in winter, and it was very much a locked door mystery Agatha Christie-esque novel, and I enjoyed it. I think mainly for the setting. I love the setting. They were all locked in during the snow, and it's like at a B&B, a winter cabinet. And if you've read And Then There Were None by Agatha Christie, certain things happen every single hour. You don't know who died. You don't know who did it. You get the gist. And I really enjoyed the pacing and the funness of this one. You know what I'm saying. Her books are short. They're sweet. Like I said, they're popcorn thrillers. They're perfect books to take on the freaking beach and read in a day, honestly. I mean, I don't know, it's like with you. But I enjoy them. Like, I don't love them. Like, I wouldn't put her like top tier thriller authors for me, but it's ones I will buy and I will read and I'll have a good time with them. I don't think I've read any of her books that I've rated like less than a 3-star, so there you have it. I also really love Not a Happy Family too by her. That's like kind of about a family where one of the parents gets, and the family's like arguing of who did it. It's very much kind of like Knives Out. I enjoyed that one. So it's just interesting to look back and realize that you've read that many books by the author and not own a single one. They're just kind of, you know, popcorn thrillers, which there's nothing wrong with. There's nothing wrong with. I love those. We have Lisa Jewell. I have read 5 books of hers. I have not read her whole backlist catalog, but usually I keep pretty much up to date with her newest ones. And I do really enjoy her books. I think my favorite of hers, and I think a lot of people's favorites, was it last year's release? None of This Is True. This was a book about a podcast. It was about 2 women that meet up randomly at a restaurant, realize they have the same birthday, and one of them has a very famous podcast. The other one's like, hey, why don't you interview me to be on your podcast? Because we have the same birthday. We were born in the same hospital. And she kind of just attaches herself to her life. And it's just like, seriously? Like, why do you want to do this? And it's just, the ending's really good. She writes really good. I don't know if I would call her popcorn thrillers, but domestic thrillers, suburban thrillers, I always get those wrong. But I enjoy Lisa Jewell. I always know I'm going to have a good time with her books. There's been maybe one I haven't really enjoyed, but overall, I do enjoy her books. And I'm excited about a new release this summer. Maybe this will top this one. I don't know. I gave this one a 4 out of 5, but I still really enjoyed it, and it's my favorite from her. Next up, we have Alice Feeney. I have read most of her books other than one. I have not read Rock, Paper, Scissors, and that's the reason for that is I got spoiled with the ending of it. I didn't mean to, but I got spoiled, so I'm like, there's no point in me reading this, so I haven't read it yet. But I've read most of her books, and I have learned that I've only really loved one of them. The other ones I've just been kind of so-so about. And of course, I think everyone's favorite, Daisy Darker. It's my favorite too. The setting of this one, the vibes of this one is perfect to read near Halloween. It takes place on Halloween on like a cold, rainy night. This is the book for you. So in this book we follow Daisy Darker. Who would have thought of that? And basically they go to her grandmother's house that lives on like this cliff, like where you can go for the night and then you're stuck there till the next morning till the tide comes in. And it's her birthday on Halloween, and it's another Agatha Christie locked door. I really seem to like those. Maybe I'll do a whole video about that, like of my favorite locked door mysteries, because I have a lot apparently. And somebody every hour gets, and you don't know who it is, you don't know who's killing, you get the gist. The ending is predictable, but I still enjoyed it. I love the setting of this book, how it's in the sea kind of cottage where you can taste the salt in the air and taste it in the house, and I just really enjoyed it. So it's my favorite Alice Feeney book, and I don't know if I'll find another one to top it, because of all of her other books I've read, I haven't loved nearly as much as Daisy Darker. Up we have Lucy Foley, another author I have been up and down with. There has been one book that I've really loved by her, and the ones have just been okay. She has actually written one of my least favorite thrillers of all time, so that just goes to show you that you can still love an author and not like every single one of their works. It's just how it is. Like bands, you know, you're not going to love every single one of their albums. You're going to have a favorite. You're going to have a least favorite. You get the gist. But of course, my favorite Lucy Foley book is The Guest List. This was actually the first book I read by her. I loved and adored it. It's a short one. It's a fast one. Again, another type of rainy day. It's set on this like island where it's set on this island, I think in Scotland or something like the Scottish Highlands. And basically a couple's getting married and everyone comes out to the island. And in the beginning of the book, you know, someone has, and you don't know who's dead. You don't know who killed them. You kind of go on from there. This is a full book of unlikable characters. Like they're all straight up horrible. Sometimes I read books and it does it well. Sometimes it doesn't. For example, The Hunting Party by her, one of my least favorite books of all time. I loathed every single one of those characters with a passion. A passion. This one, there were some redeemable qualities, but I really enjoyed the ending. I thought it was just a great, fun, quick thriller. And my favorite Lucy Foley book. Like, I have read, like, how many books? 4 other books? And lastly, I'm going to end with Rachel Harrison. She is a horror author, but horror thriller, you get the gist. She's kind of like Grady Hendris, where it's horror but a lot of satire, if you will. I have read 4 of her books. I really enjoy them, honestly. She is really known for like Halloween type thrillers. I do look forward to them every single year. My favorite is Black Sheep. I don't think it's a lot of people's favorites, but I had such a good time with it that I just adored it. It is, all of her books I feel like are totally out of left field. You have to suspend your disbelief, but they're just good times. So this is about a character named Vesper, and she has left her family, I don't know, cult or whatever you want to call it, if you will. And it's been years. And she gets an invitation to her cousin's wedding. And not only that, but her cousin is marrying Vesper's ex-boyfriend. So Vesper's like, what the heck? I'm getting invited. Because usually when you like leave a family with religion and stuff like that, they do not talk to you. I want to say it's excommunicate. I forget what the actual term is, but they don't talk to you. They don't see you, all that kind of stuff. So the fact that she's getting invited to this wedding is a big deal. So she's like, I'll go and check it out. And I will never forget reading where she goes back for the first night and they're all having dinner as a family and they're all saying grace. And I'm like, okay, cool. That's typical. And like at the end, they're like, all hail Satan. And I was like, what? This is like a cult that follows the devil. And I was like, all right, this is what we're doing. And it goes freaking bananas from there, like total bananas. Like it is a wild ride, this book, but it's a fun time. Like if you're looking for like really deep and things like that, this is not the book for you. But you know what? I had a freaking good time with it. I really, really did. I do enjoy Rachel Harrison's books. She's written some that I haven't liked, like So Thirsty. Loathe that book, even though it's about vampires. But she's written Such Sharp Teeth, which I really enjoyed, and Cackle, which is another one I really enjoyed. So I enjoy her books. It's just a good time. Are they crazy? Abso-freaking-lutely. So there you have some of my favorite books from my favorite thriller authors. I would love to know if you agree, you disagree. Probably a lot of you disagree, and that is totally okay. That is how the world goes round, my friend. But I would love to know your opinions on these authors. I will be doing part 2, part 3. You get the gist as more as I read from authors. There's only some authors I was going to include in this, but I only read 3 books of theirs, so I was like, can I not? I don't know what the threshold is for this. Apparently 4 to 5 books. So you let me know what you think the threshold is. But I'd love to see what other type of like video ideas you have as far as like favorite book from different authors. I would love to know. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.